I got a few new treats that he's never seen before. Today, we are going to talk about what it's really like to be in an age gap relationship. Welcome back to another episode of Fly Me to the Philippines.
Well, Chrissy, I guess I'm an old dog.
But don't worry, I can teach you new tricks.
In addition to you being the teacher and handing out treats, we're going to share 3 surveys we ran online. One is how much of an age gap would people be comfortable with? The second one is how do they feel about jealousy? Too much is a problem? They like it. And the third one, we asked, what's your biggest concern about retiring to the Philippines? Scamming, healthcare, and other issues. Stick around. We're going to reveal that at the end. Today, we're talking about what it's like to be in an age gap relationship, one where the guy is old enough to remember disco, and his Filipina is more likely to have been born during a Beyonce song.
And trust me, he may be older, but it doesn't mean he can't be trained.
You know, Chrissy, I've never had as much fun being trained by anybody before but you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The best teacher you ever had.
The most beautiful and best teacher. Let's find out what's going on in the classroom.
I have something to reveal, guys. When we first met, he was like this very serious American businessman. Everything is being organized and structured. It's kind of stiff.
Yeah, that's right, Chrissy. But then you blew in my direction like a typhoon in high heels.
Which typhoon of the Philippines you can compare it with?
No one compares with... No, Typhoon Chrissy.
Typhoon Chrissy.
Yeah.
Take note of that. Typhoon
That's right.
Chrissy.
Be careful.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, no, not too dangerous, but you have to batten down the hatches and hang on tight.
Well, I am the only typhoon that taught you how to relax and enjoy the day and forget about your 15 alarms in a day.
It's true. The Philippines, and with your guidance and your teaching, the treats that I get rewarded with, they've taught me to have more patience and live a better life here in the Philippines with my Filipina.
So are you saying, Rob, that today, after we talk about all the negatives about Filipina, we're going to talk about the benefits you'll get from the Filipina?
Well, yeah. I mean, having a Filipina teacher, wow, so exciting. And, you know, there's some life lessons too. It's not just all intimate excitement. You taught me how to flirt again. You taught me how to hold hands in public. And you told me how to admit when I'm wrong, which apparently is about 15 times a day.
Yeah, I think we both teach each other that, you know, like to listen and to understand each other. And I think in a relationship with American, or let us say Western and Filipina, there's a lot of things that we need to work on, especially in our culture, our behavior. We're very different at first, but then we're teachable and we're flexible to each other. So I think that helped.
Yeah. And, you know, you have compatibility. It helps overcome some of those things.
One of the good things that I learned from you is that older men may walk a little slower, but they definitely know how to appreciate every single step.
Oh, you got to smell the coffee. You got to enjoy every moment. You know, we've reached a point where we have to maximize our experiences.
So I think you will not feel any pressure when you just do it slowly. You'll take your time and enjoy every step. Because if you're gonna go into rushing, you will not enjoy the moment. You will just feel pressured.
Well, who would want to waste the moment when they're with a Filipina? Well, Chrissy, you know, being in love is one thing, but launching a YouTube channel, launching a book on Amazon, and managing a consulting business, so that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's like another world of our relationship.
It's a whole extra layer. We're working together.
I think in our relationship, we are facing like 2 different situations when we are couples and when we are workmates. Let's just say that we have a lot of passion aside from the romantic kind. We have a creative fight, especially when it comes to like YouTube, like thumbnail decision making on what thumbnail we're gonna upload, or why did you post that thumbnail?
Well, we sit next to each other and you're the editor and I'm attempting to be the director, but you're like the editor who doesn't want a director in the room. and and we go crazy. And then 30 minutes later, we're all cuddled up on the bed and talking about which font size worked out, and everything always works out. But it is a different level of a relationship.
Yeah, I think, like there are couple that are planning to build a house and they fight again about what color would the ceiling will be. It's just thing like that. When there is a project and there are two people planning for it, there will be like an argument.
I had a client call me last week and ask me, like, how does he keep busy? Like, he's not used to being retired. He just arrived, and he's like, what do you do? What do you do to keep busy? And I'm like, well, we play cards on Monday and we golf on Thursday, and we have the mountain property that we're working on. We have a child in the house. We went to the beach with friends last Wednesday, but we're making YouTube, which is a work endeavor, and it's a real passion, a passion project. When I had left to go back to America after 60 days, I surprised you. I brought back a video camera and I opened Fly Me to the Philippines. I grabbed that name. And you had on your Facebook page, digital creator. And I thought that would be something you'd be really passionate about and you'd be happy. And we launched the channel, and we've been in the editing suite ever since.
I would say we make a good team because you bring the strategy, I bring the sparkle, you bring the ideas, I bring the beauty.
You definitely bring the beauty, and I think everybody watching, not to see me. And together, Chrissy, we bring the heat and the business.
And sometimes I bring the whip.
Traveling together as an age gap couple has been revealing.
You mean like, for example, when we were pulled out in the airport of Vietnam because they thought you were my sponsor?
Well, I am your sponsor. Or like when I booked a romantic getaway at the hotel and they thought I was your father?
Well, let's say that you didn't tip after that.
Yeah, well, and what about the time where you stopped me from tipping? I almost gave somebody their entire day's wage in a tip.
Yeah, because we don't do a lot of tipping here.
So you got to learn from your Filipina. She's a good teacher. Let's just say we're in a world of our own. We take selfies at the beach. We hold hands. And occasionally, Chrissy puts on a bikini, and it makes me forget how old I am.
Just once.
Just once, but it was a private beach.
Yeah, when we were in Sikihor. I think we showed them a little bit of that.
A little bit.
Yeah. And sometimes we have to try finding the nearest massage after your back goes out for keeping up.
Well, keeping up's important, and it's worth a massage if I can stay in pace with you.
One of the biggest adjustments you have is when you met my whole family. You thought that you're ready until my 16 members of family showed up.
We got 20 in the minivan eventually.
Yeah, like cousins and relatives joined to our getaway.
Yes.
Yeah, so what do you feel about it?
I walked in expecting a quiet meal with your parents, and I ended up dribbling a basketball, having 2 babies on my lap. And I learned that when you love a Filipina, you don't really just love one person, you love the whole community.
And then we started to cook together. You're teaching me some new recipes, I'm teaching you new recipes, and also I discovered some recipes because Rob doesn't eat our Filipino dishes, so I have to make a special dish for you, like when I make your soup, when I make your burger. And he loves my recipes, and not just in the kitchen, if you know what I mean.
Her adobo is not just the only thing that keeps me coming back for seconds.
I've learned that age doesn't matter when there's love, laughter, and whole chemistry.
I totally agree. I don't think age matters. Just they should stick around because we did a survey at how young a Filipina they would consider dating. But I don't feel it. I feel like you're never too old to stop learning. Maybe a zebra doesn't change its stripes, but a Western man here in the Philippines can learn new lessons and receive special treats also. And I say to a man in his 50s, 60s, or even 70s, if you come to Asia, if you come to the Philippines, you can meet a woman who doesn't care how many candles you have on your birthday cake.
And if you're a Filipina dating an older guy, you have to remember that he may move slower, but when he loves you, it's deep, loyal, and passionate.
Absolutely. Chrissy, I promised them I had run 3 surveys and I would share it with them. So we asked, what's the biggest age gap you would be comfortable? And here are your reactions. 296 votes. 40% just 5 to 20 years. 30%, 20 to 30 years. Only 11% are age gap, 30 years or more. 19% age doesn't matter. What do you think?
Well, I voted for the age doesn't matter.
Okay. And then we asked, Filipinas can be very jealous. Oh my God, we're getting rained on. I have to move.
Is this the typhoon crazy?
So here, let's finish up. We'll show the results. Filipinas can be very loyal, but also very jealous. Is this a good thing or a red flag? I love it. It shows she cares. 10%. A little is fine, but too much is a problem. A whopping 75%. It's a huge issue. I don't like possessiveness. 10%. Western women are worse. Filipinos are actually chill. 5%. Wow, Chrissy, 75% said bull.
I didn't vote for that. I don't want to be biased.
Yeah. You didn't vote, okay. 255 people answered this survey question. What's your biggest worry about retiring to the Philippines? A clear winner, 51% healthcare and medical services. We have 2 chapters in the book that goes into dental expenses, medical insurance, the top 10 most common medical procedures and what they cost. A lot of people are concerned about that, and our book really goes into it in depth in addendum and 2 chapters. Scams and being taken advantage of came in second, 24%. Adjusting to the culture and language, 12%. And nothing, I'm ready to move ASAP, 13%.
I think if you want to lessen your worries, you can book a consultation for 90 minutes. See the links below in the comments section. Make a call.
Tell us in the comments what your Filipina partner has taught you. And hey, if you're curious about living, traveling, and finding love in the Philippines,
subscribe to our channel and check out our book. It's available in Amazon, the bestseller in Southeast Asia. You can have paperback, hard copy, or digital downloads.
Old dog or not, the adventure is just starting. Till next time.
Only here from Fly Me to the Philippines.